Hello, welcome to this edition of Momentum. I'm your host, Robert Green, and today I'm happy to be joined with Haley Dean. Haley is a mechanical engineering senior here, graduating in May. So, Haley, welcome.
Yeah, thank you for having me, Dr. Green.
Glad to have you here. So, question: When did you know you wanted to be an engineer?
Yeah, so that's a great question. So from a very young age, I was fascinated with how things worked and operated, and I always was wanting to come up with solutions to problems. And so as I got older, I started researching career paths that fit with those interests, and I identified engineering as the perfect fit for me.
So how did you then come from that to mechanical engineering?
Yeah, so through my research, I found that mechanical engineering, the curriculum is based on finding innovative solutions to problems. And so every day in the curriculum, I'm working on solutions to problems. And so that's why I chose mechanical engineering.
So I noticed you have a lot of experience and some internships and all. And one of those was working for the city of Tupelo. And part of that was involving monitoring asphalt paving projects. So how did you go from asphalt paving to mechanical engineering?
Yeah, so I had always been interested in kind of project management, and so working with the city engineer of Tupelo was just that, projects in a lot of different areas of the city. And so it was very interesting to kind of apply my mechanical engineering background to that role and identify problems and then help with these big capital projects as well.
Okay. So you're like a fair number of our students who went to a community college and then came here as a transfer student. So you spent a couple of years at Itawamba Community College. What made you choose the community college path first before coming here?
Yeah, so I chose community college first because Itawamba Community College provided me with some very generous scholarships, and also they had very strong prerequisite courses in STEM, and so that provided me with a very strong foundation as I entered the Mississippi State curriculum.
Yeah. What else did you like about it? I know you were student body president while you were there. So.
Yeah, so I really enjoyed the environment. It was very easy to establish community, and also there was smaller class size, and so you could kind of interact with all of your classmates and your teachers as well.
Okay. So did you always know that you wanted to come to Mississippi State after that, or did you still think about some senior colleges?
Yeah, so I always knew that I did want to come to Mississippi State, and so through my experience at Itawamba Community College, that was reiterated through teachers telling me amazing things about the engineering program. But I really chose Mississippi State because I came to a Society of Women Engineers event on campus when I was a junior in high school. And so during that day, we did different engineering activities, learning about all of the different disciplines. And so it was very interesting hearing the girls that were already in engineering curriculums kind of talking to one another and then being able to explain technical concepts to us that were attending that day. And so through seeing that community, that I said, okay, this is somewhere that I want to be. I want to be part of this engineering family.
Good. Glad that worked out. So what was it like coming as a transfer student? What was it like making an adjustment from a 2-year school to a 4-year school?
Yeah, that's a great question. So it was kind of a difficult transition. So class sizes were a lot larger, and I really had to put myself out there, whether that be through joining study groups or identifying clubs and organizations on campus that I wanted to be part of, and then going to office hours. So I really had to put myself out there to establish that community here at Mississippi State.
And now you're graduating in May. I have no doubt you're going to do it. What are your plans after graduation? What do you want to do for your career?
Yeah, so my plans after graduation are to go into the field of mechanical engineering. So I'm very excited and eager to apply all the skills that I've been learning the last 4 years. And so my goal is to go into a role of project management and practice these skills. And then maybe later on down the line, I would like to return and get my master's in mechanical engineering.
Okay. You thinking about a doctorate at some point?
At some point, for sure, yes.
Yeah, well, I'm sure that would be good. So what some of your favorite courses, what have you enjoyed most about the mechanical engineering program?
Yeah, absolutely. So my favorite course that I took during my mechanical engineering curriculum was Thermodynamics 2 with Dr. Morgan Green. And in that class, Dr. Green has a very interactive teaching style. And so we learned how to problem solve, and I learned how to study and then apply these concepts that I was learning hands-on. And so she took us to the power plant on campus, and we learned about how that worked. And so kind of identifying all of these things in class and then seeing them in the real world made this class one of my favorites during my undergrad career.
Yeah, my grandfather worked at the power plant here, and it's one of the reasons I got into engineering was the power plant we have here.
Yeah.
So you've done a lot while you were a student here, including getting involved in research. So tell us some about your experience as an engineering research assistant.
Yeah, so during Thermodynamics 2, I identified that I really did enjoy the field of energy. And so when I came back from my co-op experience, I talked with some of my mentors, and one of those was Dr. Morgan Green, and told her that I had this interest for the energy field. And so she connected me with the Industrial Training and Assessment Center that we have. And so now I have conducted over a year of energy audits with the ITAC Center. And so that's been a great experience, and now that's something that I can apply as I enter the workforce.
What are some of the life's lessons you've learned from doing that work?
Yeah, so I've learned a lot about teamwork, so how to communicate effectively with my peers. We're writing reports after we go on these energy assessments. And then also I've learned about proper communication skills, so how to communicate effectively. And then once again, I've been exposed to project management, so I've led some of these assessments and had to delegate tasks to my team members so that we can finish our report successfully.
Okay. So even while you were at Itawamba, you were involved in some research. Can you tell us some about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So that research was with Dr. Erica Walker, and she works at Brown University in the School of Epidemiology. And so she identified that a lot of community college students don't always get the chance to complete undergraduate research. And so she contacted Itawamba Community College, and we conducted research in the city of Tupelo. And so that was a very unique experience and kind of introduced me to the world of research and allowed me to get hands-on experience.
Okay. So we've talked about one of your internships with the city of Tupelo, but you've had some others as well. Tell us about those.
Yeah, for sure. So I went on a co-op rotation with Toyota in Blue Springs, Mississippi, and there I worked in the body weld production engineering department. And so while I was there, I got the chance to lead a lot of different projects, and I also completed a Toyota business practice, which is what was kind of my overarching project for my semester at Toyota. And so once again, I learned a lot about project management. I got to apply a lot of what I was learning in my courses, and especially my modeling and manufacturing course applied a lot to that co-op as well, as I was modeling different things on the computer for processes in the shop. And so that was a really great experience to use what I was learning in the classroom in the real world.
Yeah, so how has that really helped you be a better student? I mean, just being able to take some of what you did at the internship and realize, well, this is why we're learning it in school? Or?
Yeah, for sure. So it's helped me do that, and then it's kind of put a lot of perspective on what I'm doing in the classroom and why I'm doing it, and then how it applies in the real world. So everything that I've learned in my curriculum, I've applied in one way or another in every internship or co-op that I've had and participated in. Okay.
So one of the questions I often get from particularly freshmen coming in when they do course scheduling is supplemental instruction courses, and you've been a mentor and a leader for supplemental instruction. So for our guests, can you tell us a little bit about what supplemental instruction is and the value, and then sort of what you've done in there as a leader and a mentor?
Yeah, for sure. So supplemental instruction is a program where we host kind of these review sessions for historically difficult classes. And so an SI leader is a student who has already taken the course and succeeded in it and come out of the course with an A average. And so to be an SI leader, we send out an application, and if that applies to you, you can join our program. And so what this has meant for me is I was an SI leader for Thermodynamics 1, and so I had weekly meetings with the instructor that I was paired with, and so I kind of identified maybe problems that the students were having, maybe some material that they might not have understood, and then I could kind of curate and cultivate a review session that was geared towards the students succeeding on these topics. And then as a mentor, I've been able to lead and help other SI leaders create review sessions for students. And so it's a great free resource for students to utilize. It teaches you a lot about working in pairs, which is very important in the engineering curriculum, and it teaches you how to communicate your ideas as well. So I would encourage any student to attend SI, whether they're struggling in a course or not, because it's a great way to meet people within engineering.
Yeah, and we do have some good data showing that students who participate in supplemental instruction do end up with a better grade in the course than those who don't. Yeah, so thanks for doing that. So I've gotten to know you over the years being an ambassador and just being around the college, but probably got to know you best last fall when you took my class, Introduction to Engineering and Public Policy. What got you interested in that class? What do you expect to be able to do with what you learned in that?
Yeah, absolutely. So what got me interested in the public policy class was I really wanted to understand the intersection between engineering and public policy. And so through the different things that we learned and practiced in the course, like legislative oversight hearings and ethics and issue briefing, I was able to understand kind of how these policies are formed. And so now as I go into the workforce, I can utilize what I learned and be able to make good judgment calls on policies that are going to impact the world of engineering.
Okay, well, it was a joy having you in the class, and I think it is a fun class, so I'm glad you got something out of it. You've also been very active in the Shackles Honors College. Can you tell us a little bit about your Honors College experience?
Yeah, so I've had a wonderful Honors College experience. I've had the chance to meet many mentors and also take many honors classes. And so the Honors College was a great way for me to meet students that also had similar goals like I did. And it was also a great way to maybe take some courses that I wouldn't have otherwise taken.
Okay. Well, we've got about 30 seconds. What advice would you have maybe for any student, but maybe particularly for a community college transfer student coming in? What would you recommend they do to ensure they are able to be as successful as you've been here?
Yeah, absolutely. So I would say from the time you get here, work hard to create mentorships and establish community. And so get involved in as many clubs and organizations as you can and take full advantage of all the opportunities that Mississippi State has to offer you. And I'm sure that you will be successful.
Okay, that's some good advice. Haley, thanks for joining us. It's been a pleasure getting to know you and having you in class, and I wish you the best after graduation.
Thank you,
and I want to thank you all for joining us on this edition of Momentum, and I look forward to seeing you next time.